Welcome to Break It Off, a brand new English talk show by HKeye, where we'll be shattering stereotypes from all professions. I'm your host, Melody Chan, and today I'm joined with Dr. Sonal Hattangdi-Haridas, who is a nutritionist and clinically trained for 27 years. Hi, Dr. Sonal, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Thank you, Melody, for inviting me to your show. It's really informative, really enjoyed listening to the other shows.
And I know Hong Kong is hot, humid, I get eczema breakouts. Is it always the weather that's the problem?
Eczema breakouts in summer are quite common. It's because the top layer of the skin in eczema is quite inflamed and the heat aggravates the inflammation. In Hong Kong, you can also see aggravations in the moist of winter, like towards Chinese New Year, when things are very wet and cold, is also a time for aggravation. And that time is usually because it's also the dust mite season, because the humidity level is so high. So that could be one of the reasons as well. Over 60% humidity in a room and dust mites survive and thrive. So, Hong Kong, 10 months in a year, it's pretty humid. So that could be one of the reasons there's more of that sort of environmental allergy here.
And humidity actually reached like 100%.
Yes, it does.
2 months ago. But sometimes it's also about the lifestyle changes.
The environment around us and food play a big part. And when it comes to the summer months, we do have our extra treats. We go for the extra ice cream, the sugars, and that doesn't really work well with eczema.
And I used to get eczema breakouts on my face and also my body. It's sometimes a lack of vitamin D. And why is that the case?
So the skin structures is very important when we look at eczema, and vitamin D is important not just for the structural layer of the top of the skin, but it's also important for the immune system that protects it as immediately below. So what research has found that people who have a tendency for eczema also have, and this is around the world, have a tendency for lower vitamin D levels in their body versus people who do not have eczema, as low as 14 points lower. In India, we're very aware of vitamin D deficiency. Unfortunately, in Hong Kong, it's not that common to go out and check vitamin D levels. Lifestyle here does not really encourage us to go out and sit in the sun. And also for people with certain skin conditions, it's not easy to go and sit in the sun, it burns. And there is a genetic tendency where even if they sit in the sun, they will not produce as much vitamin D3 as other people. And these are the people we have to watch out for.
There is a lot of reasons behind for eczema breakouts, and a cream and a prescription simply will not help that. Is it because it can only treat the surface area?
What you do is you put cream on these layers. So this area is suppressed. This area, the inflammation is suppressed. But whatever's happening here continues. So we have to have ways. There are some natural ways in terms of improving the diet.
And what kind of changes have you actually suggested?
When it comes to that person, we have to see what their lifestyle is, what age in life they are, and support them individually. If they are already taking out certain proteins or carbs from their diet or fats, we have to be very careful that they are not causing a secondary malnutrition.
So I think education is so important when it comes to eczema, and is that why you think so as well?
It's very important to understand eczema as a multifactorial situation, like many factors, and not just something that's showing up on the skin. People with eczema have a much higher risk of developing asthma. So we have to look at the big picture and say, okay, it's not just about just slapping on a band-aid and pretending it's not there. It affects attention and academics. It can affect a person's self-image and self-worth, which is really unfair.
Exactly, and when it comes to self-image, that obviously can tarnish their mental health as well. And I've been there, and I know how it feels. And also, because of education is so important, it actually can eliminate some of the stereotypes with eczema as well. Like before, I've been told that I'm weak because I have eczema, and have you ever heard of those kind of stereotypes?
What happens with people with eczema is they're more sensitive, right? They're more sensitive to certain things in the environment and their food. And if not treated correctly, they can become more sensitive. When we support the person correctly, you're supporting the immune system to balance itself, and the body naturally just wants to be healthy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's not a weakness, it just needs to be supported the correct way.
And is that why you decided to look into nutrition and to help those in need?
But when you help them correctly, you can see them, it's beautiful. It's like, it's like in a garden when you see the plant flowering, it's beautiful to see somebody living their optimum life and being as healthy and growing as healthy as they can.
And how else can we actually combat those stereotypes about eczema?
I think there is a serious need for a community level talk about what situations can contribute to eczema manifesting and also aggravating. It's making more people aware, and also the availability of the healthy food that is required for someone who is sensitive to certain things, which is not always easy in Hong Kong.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Sonal, for sharing your insights on eczema and skin conditions. And until next time at Break It Off, thank you.
Thank you.